to Legends of Change, a special edition. Why is this a special edition? Simply because we revisit our legends and we get a bit more personal with them on lessons they have learned during the year 2022 and plans for 2023 while they get ready and dress up for a special treat at a few restaurants in Windhoek that have offered to spoil our community legends to a very delicious signature meal. There is lots to learn, so stay tuned. Remember the beautiful kids center in the heart of Damara location we visited a while ago?
Welcome Legends of Change lovers, welcome to Beautiful Kids. Glad you tuned in. I would love to show you around and show you what we're doing. My name is Jenica, Kafuka nowadays. It used to be Bolier when I just came here. I came here in 2005 for the first time. Came to volunteer at Beautiful Kids at this center to come and work with the children. I had just finished studying and I meant to go back to Holland, and because that's where I'm from, I wanted to go and work there. But then when I came here, I just really loved the work. I loved working with the children, with the kids, and I felt a lot of fulfillment in it, but I also felt there's so much to give on this side.
The center offers programs ranging from pre-primary education and daycare, afternoon classes, sports, dance and choir, as well as sewing lessons for the people in the community to earn a living.
Everyone around here knows me as Frida, but then my name is actually Fridolin Diergaard. I'm a 30-year-old, and let me say all my life I've been here at Beautiful Kids until I was actually done with high school and I got no uitgetrek and so on, so I came back again. So this is one of my visions that I'm actually pursuing again.
A social worker is present at the center to make sure that the children's concerns and worries are being heard and they learn better ways to communicate their emotions.
My name is Celeste Adams and I'm the social worker / counselor here at Beautiful Kids. One of the programs that I run is homework classes and girls club, as well as the youth. So what we do with homework classes is we help children with their homework and so forth, because most parents are illiterate, so they're not able to read and write. So they're not in the capacity to help their children with their schoolwork. And with the youth and the girls club, we encourage them spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, to grow and to want better.
Now that we remember Jeniki, Frida and Celeste, let's hear how the year 2022 was for the ladies.
I just buried my dad this year, 8th of January, and that is something that I'm still dealing with, and it is affecting me terribly. Yeah, although some people are telling me to take it step by step, though I'm trying, it is not easy. So that is one of my lowest, but then my highest is that I can conquer it and I can do better than what I'm doing now.
So 2022, in a nutshell, wasn't really a great year to start off with, because due to school and work and having a family of my own, juggling everything all together was quite difficult. But one of the highs that I had in 2022 was I actually really got to learn a lot about myself in terms of who I am, what I want and where I want to be. The lows were sort of, the journey is not easy about finding out about yourself and juggling, as I mentioned, all of these three things. So those were one of the low moments that I had when I didn't know how to control or how to juggle all three at the same time.
Reflecting on the experiences they had in 2022, what matters most at this point for Frida and Celeste?
Family does matter most in my life right now, because growing up, I only knew my dad. Though my mom was also part of my life, I spent most of my time with my dad. And losing him actually made me realize that I need both my parents and my siblings with me. So what matters most, like I said, is family. Making time for my family, spending more time with them, tell them how I appreciate them and tell them how much I love them every day. Because what happens if one morning I wake up and my mom is not there and I haven't told her that I love her?
What matters most right now is me, because in the past, I never used to prioritize myself. I was all about work, family, and school. Let me say task-orientated. So for me, it was all about getting the task done. But I learned to realize that in the process, I was neglecting myself. So I have learned that putting me first and me being a priority number one is very important. Because if I don't take care of myself, I won't be able to come to all the other things that I need to take care of.
New Year plans or New Year resolutions are very vital in one's life. So, what are Celeste and Frida's 2023 plans and new responsibilities at the center?
I will be head of department for the community counseling. It was known this year as Beautiful Homes, but we will be changing the title and we'll be changing the way we're looking at it. Yeah, for the past 2 years it was known as Beautiful Homes. So I will be head of community counseling as well as the Young and Pregnant program. Yeah, so it's quite nerve-wracking thinking about it, because with Yanika being there, it was quite easier because she has a nurturing spirit. She is a different type of leader. So now stepping into leadership roles, I don't think we will be able to fill her shoes, but yeah, we're hoping for the best.
I will still be the same teacher for homework classes, leading the homework classes, and I will work hand in hand with Celeste for the community counseling. And this time, I know my kids did very well for the year, but next year I want them to pass with flying colors. So focusing more on the reading and the spelling for next year will be my priority.
Frida takes on a huge responsibility at the center, but she's also still very young. How does the work impact her?
I said it, then it must be done that way. Very wrong. Also allow the child to express themselves. Instead of only you blabbering all the time, you are suffocating the child's brain. Okay, starting Beautiful Homes, it actually came like a shock to me when Yanika and Yorti came to me. We were on a dignity camp with the girls. So Yanika and Yorti called me aside, asking me that they have this new program studying, so they think that I'm the perfect suit for it. So I was like asking, what is the program about? What am I supposed to do? How will I lead it? So they told me, no, it's working with parents, hand in hand with parents. Since I know the community better, so I also know how to work with the parents. So they say they believe that I will do better. So I took it on, and at first I was like, shoo, what will these parents say? How will I even get them to join? How will I do this? How, there were a lot of obstacles, there were a lot of challenges, but then with God by my side and having a perfect leader like Yanika actually gave me that energy and that spirit where I can actually lead the parents. So I led the parents, and not having a child, not being a mother, I came to learn a lot. So I also told them, like, okay, for becoming a future parent, I already know what to do and what not to do. So I learned a lot from the parents. In the end, I found out that I can actually be that confident person for someone to come and tell me their problems, and that I can advise them in life what to do and what not to do. And they started believing and trusting in me. Every day there was one parent, her name is Aniki Johannes. She was one of the parents that would actually text me almost every day, telling me how great I'm doing, how great I am towards them, and how great God is using me in their lives. So in the end, like on the 3rd of December when they were graduating, I heard a lot of comments that I never expected from the parents, more from the teachers that we are having at Beautiful Kids. So it all left me emotional, but then in the same hand, I also felt like God really used me in changing their lives in a better way. So now I can really tell if I look at the parents from the start and now, I can actually say, this is a better parent. With this parent, we can really build a cornerstone for the families. What we did with the Beautiful Homers, we actually trained them. So now it's their chance to go out and to train other parents. So what we were doing the last days before we graduated, we actually told them to bring out parents that they can teach, so we can facilitate and see how they've grown and what they can do. So we evaluate them, and then we see where they did better and where they did worse. So we just help them, directing them how to do it and how not to do it. So with the parents that we had, we are hoping that they will at least go out and teach the community at large.
Our mental health determines how we function as human beings on a day-to-day basis. As the center lost a child due to mental health issues at some point, how are they tackling this issue in particular?
Mental health in general is very important because it affects the way we function as human beings on a day-to-day basis. If we would look at kids, okay, they are not really much aware about what mental health is, how they need to take care of it, and etc. In 2022, we were not really hands-on. We were sort of neglecting our kids in a way where we were like, okay, if something is wrong, they will tell us. But I think in 2023, we could come up with something where we have an observation form, where we have a check-in, where we have check-in sessions with these kids. That way we are on track with everyone and where they are emotionally as well as mentally. So I think that's what we could do better next year with our kids. Because losing one of our own sort of shined light that we were not really observant as we should have been.
So while Celeste and Frida are getting ready to eat out at a local restaurant, let us quickly check in with Jenica. Jenica also comments on some of the changes they had made to help the children not feel alone and avoid another loss.
Open my nails.
Show? Can you show Uncle? Show your nails? General 2022 has been a good year. We've managed to run the center, to run our programs. It's just really nice to see the children that are coming to the center. They just recently graduated. They go to grade 1 next year, and that's beautiful, especially knowing where they come from and then seeing them leave like happier and healthier and more educated than as they came. So that's really nice. I mean, we run so many different programs actually. Like we graduated on the parenting program. So our first team for 2 years, the first group of ladies, they also finished the program. And you know, you learn from it. It was our first time to run it, but I believe it has really been good. And you hear good testimonies. So I think that is good. So lots of positives. At the same time, I must say, I think it's the youth that went through quite a difficult time. Like maybe also when it comes to depression, lots of negativity. We had 3 times that we heard of one of our youth members trying to commit suicide, and one girl actually lost her life, and that was terrible. Like that was, as a center, you go through so much mourning because you are there to help the kids. And then you feel you failed one of them, and that was really difficult. So we as a team had to go through a process of counseling also with the children and focusing on helping them to get through it and not actually become more depressed because of it. So that was actually quite a low within this year, that it was difficult with the youth. But if I look back at it and see where they are now, I must say it has become, I think they've become stronger as a group and become closer, they share more, and we just talk to them and say, please share. If you go through a really difficult time, just come and ask for help.
Celeste and Frida are almost ready to meet up with Jenica for their surprise dinner. But before it gets to that, we still want to hear what matters in Jenica's life right now.
Having really good relationships with people is really important. I was talking to some people recently and they were saying, you know, if you had what you wanted, like within work, for example, what would you like to do the most? And if I'm really honest, it's really about helping others and mentoring and helping others to grow. So what I really like within the center is that we have this group of people that we want to see grow into leadership. So I enjoy spending time with them and talking to them and say, okay, what's happening in your day, what is going well within your team, what's not going well. And I've realized we can sit for hours in the office and do the admin and the finances and all of that, but the thing that really lasts, it's those relationships that you have built with people, that they can come to you, where you can advise them, and that is, it's really important for me. And also definitely family. I have small kids, and one of the things that I think I really want to do more is to just really spend time with them and be there for them. Like, you know, with everything that's happening in the world, it makes you realize you can't take things for granted. Like finances, it's a struggle for many, it becomes less for everybody. There's sicknesses and all of that. So I want to spend time with my husband, with my kids, my family. That is really very important for me, yeah.
Celeste and Frida are now just waiting for Jenica to quickly finish up. As Jenica puts on some last touches on her outfit and then arrives with the ladies at the venue, she tells us about a surprising development happening in 2023.
So with the youth, during this year, we run youth camps. So we got the whole group of all the youth together, and we even had someone come in and actually teach them about, it was about how to see light in darkness. And that is actually through being thankful, to try and see the little things in life that are actually good. And the lady was teaching us on, you know, even if it's just one thing, have like a gratitude journal and write it down and just say, I'm grateful that I managed to stand up today. And that's that little point in the darkness. And as you keep on writing and keep on remembering, like, hey, this was actually good. I had a friend and she came and talked to me. I had food today. I did something fun. I can go to school. I can study. So if you add up all those things that are actually good, then it just brings more light in negative situations, because it's easy to look at the things that are not right. All of us have lots of things that we feel, we wish we were not in this situation, we want to be somewhere else. But the reality is we are here where we are at. So you cannot just change that, but let's look at the positive as we are going and moving and growing. So I think that helped. It helped the youth to do that and to remind themselves. We had this little bracelet that we were wearing, like every time we complain, we bring the bracelet to the other side. Or if you hear someone complain, you're like, hey, you're actually being negative now, let's be positive. And it was a fun exercise for the kids, but I do believe it will help in life also to do that. And at the same time, we have someone that is always there to counsel them. Just if they go through really difficult things, they can come and talk and say like, hey, today was not a good day. Please, I just want to talk about it. And that also helps. Sometimes, you know, for yourself also, if you have someone that can at least listen to you, they might not solve your full problem, but it helps to know that somebody cares. And that's really what we want to motivate among our youth, that they care about each other and that they see it and say like, okay, Justina is not doing well today. Let's see how we can cheer her up and be there for her. And I think that really helps to get through the difficulties. Yeah.
The three ladies share heartfelt messages.
I think when people enter a new year, it's all about goal setting. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna reach? And in general, setting goals is a good thing. But again, it also gives a lot of pressure. And talking about mental health, I think a lot of times we become depressed because we think of all those things we wanted to do, but that we didn't manage to do. So I would actually tell people, like, take it day by day. Enjoy the day as it comes, take it as it comes. If you make it through that day and do something nice or do something good, then you've done really well. And you take it step by step. So I would actually say relax a little bit and do what you can. Do not try and put set the bar too high, and be okay with yourself and find out who you are and what you like. It's not about what other people think you should do. Do what you feel that you should do. What makes you happy.
Advice they're not getting is to love themselves. Like I said before, putting themselves first. Trying to be there, fitting in where they are not fitting in while they are really unhappy. So I would advise people to put themselves first, love themselves first, and then only see what they can do for the next person. So it doesn't help you are there, you are hopeless, and you don't have any hope, and you want to help someone else. So how do you want to fix hope in that person's life while you don't have it for yourself?
Have fun in your new grades. Study, 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 but as much as you study, you need to socialize as well. Because at school is where you get to know who you are, initially around your friends. So they should have fun and study.
After the amazing meal, Frida has one last message for her parents, especially fathers.
The important role that the fathers play in the child's life is actually way important and way, how can I say, like they don't feed the child spiritually, they don't feed the child emotionally, but then some of the fathers just buy the things, like I said, They just check up on a child once in a while, but then you find those ones that never even comes. So the father is actually important. This is where we say we build a cornerstone for the family. So the cornerstone is both the parents, the father and the mother building together with the child. So when it comes to mostly the girl child is more neglected because for her, she runs and she looks for the fatherly love in other men. And that's where we get the teenage pregnancies, the abortions, and all those kind of things that we never would have dealt with. But now she's looking for the fatherly love in someone else. So those are the things that we try to avoid. So that's why we say the father is very important. So I would ask all the dads to please step up and to take care of your family. It's a responsibility that you've made for yourself.
And on that note, we extend our gratitude to the La Marmite for offering their signature dishes to our community legends. I hope you enjoyed this special edition because there are many more to come. See you next week, Legends of Change lovers.